Hey there, and happy Friday, everyone. So I'm just totally enjoying my day and I don't know if I told you yesterday, I think I did. This weekend is a Stampin' Up! Conference. Normally I would be like in Florida celebrating with them, or Salt Lake City often, places like that. And because of COVID, we are still online for our conferences. So I'm able to enjoy it from my home, and I am thoroughly enjoying it, you guys. Set aside your Christmas money. I'm gonna go broke on the next new mini catalog coming out in January, as well as Celebration. So I'm chatting back and forth with other demonstrators, and my takeaway is thank goodness for Celebration. So at least some of my product purchases can go towards earning something free, and it's all great stuff. You guys are going to be so excited. That's all I can say about it now, because I'm not allowed to share, but just know that there's more exciting products coming out soon. So today has been wonderful as far as them sharing with us all the numbers. I love the numbers, to know how many demonstrators are there, what were the top sellers, all that kind of stuff. And I'm kind of like, you know, an info nerd about things like that. That was part of the joy of my day, and then getting to see demonstrators come up with new card ideas for us with the new products and such. So that was my whole day. It literally ended about 5 minutes ago, and I had a card ready for you guys because I just wanted to be ready. So as soon as that was done, then I could do this and then kind of start the weekend, even though tomorrow's a whole nother full day of the conference. So I promise, if you have texted, emailed, or called me, I will get back to you after this. It's been a busy day. Hi there, Jean. Jean enjoyed it. Jean's part of my team, and she was part of the conference too. Hi Kay, hi Lisa. So without further ado, I'm on card number 7 out of 10 for the month, and I love the clever cats, you guys. I promised you when I did the stamp set Clever Cats for Halloween that I would make a card for you that wasn't Halloween, because when you look at Clever Cats in the I always call it the holiday, the mini catalog for fall, you look at it and you go, yep, that's definitely Halloween. But I wanted to showcase a different way to use the cute cat images, and I love cats, in a way that isn't Halloween. So that way it makes the set seem more versatile too, which is always a good thing. And I'm just wondering if I can get to my video so I can put my iPad down. Yep, and get this down. And I've been watching on my iPad today, so my volume's really loud. Okay, there we go. Let me get my camera flipped around here. Thank you, Kay. You're always so sweet to comment on my cards. Yeah, I think I'm really excited about today's card because I love cats. And I also want to show you kind of a cute little technique with the window view too. So, so this card here, this is how you see it. And then there's the cat on the inside. So what you're seeing is it pop through. And I'm going to also show you some takes that didn't make it, but I'm going to do something fun with those as well too. But I kind of just want to show you the pieces, and who knows, maybe that'll show up in a different inspiring video for you guys too. I love this little sentiment here. Really, I've been this cute all 9 lives. And that's cats. There's that saying, no one owns a cat, and I love that saying because the cat always owns whoever it's around, and that's just the way cats are. So let me get started with where these things are found. So like I said, from the mini catalog here on page 53, you'll see all the clever cats. And so if you think, oh, I'm not really into Halloween, well, if you love cats, like how cute is this one to work with? And here's the one that I'm working with, and then this is the inside for that. Definitely some great Halloween things here too. And like, who wouldn't love a card in the mail that says, hey, crazy cat, all year round too. Hi there, Tori, and thanks for sharing, Kay. So that's where that comes from. Now this fun paper here, both the plant and this fun paper that looks like kind of like the brick wall, comes from Bloom Where You Are Planted Designer Series paper. So when you look at this and go, oh yeah, that goes great with cats, I love it together. So this is the fun brick wall here that I'm using for my card. The back side just has some nice greenery too, for basic greenery look. And then I'm actually cutting out some of these pots, and you'll be like, Belle, this is weird. And then I'm also cutting out some of the plants. this is weird because, and the only reason why it's weird is because there are dies. So when you look in the annual catalog where this designer series paper is from, yes, I could be telling you buy the dies. I didn't buy the dies and I really want to make the card. So some of these can be all of these can be hand cut, but some of these can be die cut as well. So that's why I'm cutting out these little chunks. And today, as I was watching my videos for my conference, I could do some fussy cutting too, so that helped. And this is just fun paper here, as well as some really big plants where if I wanted to cut out some of these little plants here in full, then, oops, this one kind of wants to fold over, then that could be added alongside there too. But that is where that is coming from. And let me just set this down. And yeah, I feel like I did something with this paper for you guys already when it first came out, so that might look familiar to you guys from that, but I want to point out it's not from the same catalog. Mini catalog papers from annual catalog. And then this is my my color palette today. Hi Pam. Pam, I'm actually going to color just like a stitch of coloring for you, but you might go, okay, that's enough is to see a stitch. Hi Diane. Hi Carol. Hi Eve. So this is cinnamon cider, and then that's kind of, I'm pulling this in because that's what the designer series paper had listed for the coloring there. And because kind of the grout in the brick wall is white, then I decided to go for basic white for the inside of my card too, to do my stamping on. So to start my project today, this is my card base, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 there. And then, oh yeah, it's fun. My team are chatting back and forth like, hey there, I love it. So I've scored that in half this way too. So with that, I'm going to take and just tape down this cut 4 inches by 5 1/4 here. Hi Shelly, thanks for joining in. Okay, so I'm just gonna tape that down with my seal like so. And once that's on, then I'm going to pull out my dies. And so this is from the seasonal or mini catalog too, and it's seasonal labels dies. And if you remember, it's the one with the Christmas greetings and pine cones and different things. And it has a lot of nice frames for the sentiments that go in that whole suite of products, as well as the pine cone dies and some of the greenery and holly berries. So what I did is kind of took some of these dies. I love showing you and telling you kind of like, how did this card come about? This I felt like was going to be too big of a window. If I put this on, it's kind of, then I'm losing too much of the brick, and I love that brick paper. And then if I do this, it's a little too small, but sometimes small can have the cat peeking out or something, and this just too narrow. And believe me, this cat is fat. So then I just narrowed it down to, guess what? This was like the perfect size, and the cat fits in there. So that is how I narrowed it down to that, which then might help you if you don't have these dies but have other framelit dies that are stitched rectangles or different things like that. You might go, you know what, I can make something else work. Or even say, you know what, I don't like cats, but I'm gonna do something else in my little window and have that work with a different set of dies. So next I'll pull over my cut and emboss machine here, and I'll slide that through, and I'm going to open up my card here like so and put this on here. And I'm just eyeing it. I'm trying to get it in the middle, but if it kind of scoots over to the edge, not the inside edge, the outside edge a little bit, that's okay too, because that'll just allow me a skosh more of room to put that plant. Actually did move just a little bit more than I wanted it to. Okay. And not that my plant's that big, but that will also help just allow room for that. So I'll scoot that through. And this is something that's kind of, I suppose, technically like a no-no as far as they always say when you're using your die cuts or punches, you should technically only cut one layer at a time. Well, this is 2 layers, And with that, I should have taped this together right away. I'm not using this, but I want to keep this together, and I want to keep it, oops, want to keep it thick. I'm just going to scoot that over like so, so it's there. Okay, now I can set that aside. All right, and so we have this window here, and then next what I'm going to do, I'm always hesitant to just tape this in before doing my stamping, because I want this to, if I have a problem with it, my cat not stamping out the way I want it to, I want to have the ability to flip it over too. The Clever Cats stamp set is photopolymer, so I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Mat here, and you can see the cat here. And hey there, Linda. Okay, so with my Memento black ink pad, because it's a solid stamp, I kind of want to press the ink on this way so I can see that I'm getting it all covered, because it's such a solid image. And then what I'll do is put this in here exactly where I'd put it if it was being taped down. Then I'm going to fold closed my card, and then I am going to stamp my cat. So if you followed all of that, and the cat, even though it's fat, will fit in that window. So there we have the cat like so. Now, because it's a solid image, before I ink it up for the very first time, anytime I have photopolymer, which is our see-through stamps, and it's a brand new stamp and it's more solid, even this kind of box inset here, solid enough where I will take my stamp, like I said, before I ink it up for the first time, and just kind of rub it. So I'm pretending like there's a pencil mark, and I'm just going to try and erase that. That rubs off kind of the factory finish of some of our photopolymers. I don't notice it so much like in our greetings or sentiments or fine line things, but when it's a solid one, I feel like we just get a better ink to stamp finished look, best results when I do that. So I want to pass along that tip. Okay, so this is the part of the stamp set that might drive some people crazy. It's not the worst thing, but it kind of, I don't know. I thought at first I did something wrong, or that it was something wrong with the stamp set, but it's not at all. So I'm just going to take this little inside of the box and ink that up in cinnamon cider and stamp that out. And so as you can see here, it looks like it didn't quite get all the flaps. Well, anytime you look at the different samples done using this, that's the way the box looks, and it's kind of a trick of the light or something like that, or just the shading where it looks like that's how it is. And it doesn't look samples, but for me, it kind of does drive me a little crazy. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to get out my cinnamon cider blends, and on purpose then I can take the darker and just kind of outline that and just kind of fill that in like so, like the corner. And then also I just kind of like to go over the whole box to give it a little bit more oomph there. Okay, so I have that. And then I feel like it looks a little bit more complete. And if you love to color, what I did with this sample, and you can kind of see the difference, is I didn't even use this stamp at all. And I just took out my dark and light cinnamon cider blends, and I colored them in. So that's the difference of coloring it in or adding a little bit with the marker after the ink pad, and then this is with the blends, same color cinnamon cider ink pad or blends that way. So that works too. And then I am ready to tape this down to the inside of my card like so. Okay, so that can go in there like this, and then it should still line up perfectly, get it perfectly because of lining it up ahead of time. Hi there, Marilyn. Hi, Kim. And then the other Stamp and Blend color that I pulled out here is that light crumb cake. And on yesterday's card, I used that to kind of ground my bird so it didn't look like the bird was just sitting there. And that's kind of how I feel like my cat looks. And look at the difference once I open this up and just take the brush tip here of the crumb cake, just another neutral tone so it doesn't compete with the cinnamon cider or anything like that. And then I'll look and I'm like, you know what, it just needs a little bit more because there's that white gap there. And I'll just kind of go here. And then when you're writing your sentiment to whoever you're sending this card to, this will also kind of let you know that don't write in this spot or it's going to show up on the see-through peekaboo window of the card. So that just adds a little bit more. And now the cat looks like it's grounded on the floor. And just adding that little splash of color is a huge thing for making it look more complete. So now how I want to add to the card, like I said, the fun, if you're just joining in now, there's these fun designer series paper, 12 by 12, all sorts of pots, baskets, different things that you can cut out. Same with the greenery. So for my sample card, I cut out this little pot here, and then these little cactus, like almost looks like aloe leaves. And then I have this, and I cut out some of these, like I said, during my conference this afternoon, and thought, oh, these will look really fun too. So I might now take this one here, and what I'm going to do to assemble it is just take, I don't need this anymore right now, I'm going to take just a little piece of adhesive there, and then that is going to secure my plant in the pot like so. And I want that to pop up. So I'm going to grab some dimensionals. I'm going to put, I wonder, hopefully 2 will fit. Each pot's different. So this is my first time using this one. And actually I'm going to pull out some of my mini dimensionals because I want these leaves popped up, and I definitely don't want, and I don't want the dimensional to be showing. And I also want to show you something interesting and different too, is that sometimes when we have designer series paper and cut images out of them, like this one, do you see that this leaf is flat there? It's because this was sitting right next to the edge, and just the littlest part was clipped off. And I thought this is something to share because instead of thinking, well, I can't use that because 98% of it's good, all you need to make sure that you do is line that up next to the edge of this paper so that it is exactly even with it. And now it looks like it was totally meant to be. You can also do that. Whoops. Actually, I want to take this little dimensional off. I didn't realize my other one that I used for my sample just went straight up and down, but if I put a dimensional over here on this leaf, it's going to stick to the inside. So we don't want that to happen. Okay. There we have that. And now for the sentiment, and what I was going to say too is if you have different things on the paper that you want to cut out either with dies or fussy cut when there's cute papers, you can also put them along the edge of the inside here for an added inside surprise too. And then for my sentiment, what I'm going to do is pull out some more cinnamon cider and my sentiment that says, really, I've been this cute all 9 lives. I'm going to ink that up in my Memento Black again and just stamp that out on cinnamon cider. And then I'm going to pull out the double oval punch. I think this is just like a perfect fit for this. And I'll feed that in through here so I can see exactly where it is to center it. I'll give it a punch, and it just kind of the scallop look with the double oval punch. That scallop look kind of makes it go right along with the fluffy cat. So I feel like it's a really good match for popping up the sentiment. And speaking of popping up, here we go. I'm going to use some dimensionals on this as well. And just going to put those on. I don't want to get too close to the top because it does overlap just a little bit. Here we go, like so. So that's kind of fun, and everybody's like pot and plant choice will be different when I send out these cards. So like this will look like that. This one was going to look like that, very similar, but a little different. And then I felt like this white space was just a little too much white space for me. So I want to take my gems here, the 2020-2022 in color square gems. Oops. And that has all of our favorite colors for the in colors of last year's that came out. So the Bumblebee, Cinnamon Cider, and the Magenta, Misty Moonlight, Just Jade. And with that, I'm going to pull off a couple of the Cinnamon Cider because that's the theme color of the day. And I'm going to put it at a little bit of a diamond angle, one of the large ones, and then one of the smaller ones too, but both at that diamond angle. And I feel like it just kind of finishes off that white space, makes the card instantly look fuller just with that little bit of an addition. And so usually I finish my cards with, here's my embellishment for the outside, and then I kind of go in for the inside, and the inside's already done. So that is today's card number 7 for November's virtual stamp camp. And hopefully you like it. I like to show both of the different plant options there too. And you can choose what you want when you're making your own. Let me get this turned around. Okay, so like I said, that is card number 7 out of 10 for the month of November, set of 10 virtual stamp camp projects. And I will be off for demonstrating for you online until Monday, and then I do want to finish the week 7 or 8, 9, and 10, and then the following week I'll start up with demoing Deb King's Virtual Party 3 projects. I'm super excited about that, and so that's still coming up yet this month, so don't feel like you've missed anything if you are a friend of hers or a customer of mine that wants to order through her party. That's coming up too. So how you can get my set of 10 for this, because her 3 will be tied to her host code too. How you can get the set of 10 that I'm doing for Stamp Camp is placing a minimum online order of $75 using this host code. I'm going to take a still shot of the card tonight and then post that. That will have the host code as well. Or if you ever need help, it's easy for me to place your order for you, and then I'll get that host code. Just let me know which host code you want to use, if it's Stamp Camp or Deb's Party, and then I will get that host code attached to your order and get that placed for you too, so that you can do that. If you just want the cards and don't want to get them for free with your $75 order, then just let me know, and then they're $25 for the set of 10. That includes postage or local delivery too. So hopefully I can gain lots more information through Stampin' Up's On Stage event. That's a full day for me again tomorrow. It was a blast today. And so then I can come out with great new ideas, probably not till January because that's when the catalog starts, but I'm already excited about that catalog, even though I love so many of the things that are current right now too. So take care, have a great weekend. If you need something, reach out to me, and if I don't get back to you in the next day or two, if there's more of a delay than usual, it's because I am in my conference. So hopefully I can touch base with those of you that I need to very soon. Have a good night. Bye-bye.